Blog Talk Radio. Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard. Hi, it's Natalie Jean. Yes, it's Natalie Jean, chatting with Nat. Yes, it's Nat. And today we have the honor of having singer-songwriter Shimmer Johnson. Every time I hear her name, I want to do a shimmy. She's a Canadian-born singer-songwriter. Her name is Shimmer Johnson, with her debut album, Inner Me, an amazing new adult contemporary pop album, self-produced at Catalyst Production Studios, inspirational, catchy, addictive songs that display human emotion at a level that no one else has ever done. Amazing messages within the song that people are really connecting to. The songs are easy to sing along to. Shimmer's voice is full of tone, making her so unique. Listeners tend to keep Shimmer Johnson on repeat. Isn't that great? I love that. The first single, Priceless, is already getting some amazing major attention on Billboard. And we all know how hard it is to get on Billboard. So everyone, let's welcome Shimmer Johnson.
Hey.
Hey, hi Shimmer.
Hey,
how are
everybody.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I had to get an applause button. I kept saying, "Oh my God, wouldn't it be great if like there's like thousands of people applauding for this?" So I had to get one. I love it.
Awesome.
I love the button. I just love it. Yeah, like I was saying, every time I hear your name, I want to do a shimmy. It is such a wonderful, unique name. I love it. So, how have you been doing?
And it's easy to remember.
Yeah, it is very. You can't forget Shimmer. That's for sure.
No.
So, how have you been doing during this whole pandemic thing that's going on?
Well, financially, like everybody else, struggling, but musically, I've got a ton done. I finished the Inner Me album, and I'm working on another album right now for country music. I do another style that I release as Aurora's Lights. So I'm working on a country one this summer. And then I'm also re-releasing my rock one that I did with the 80s guitars from Cinderella, Barry Benedetta. I'm re-releasing that one in a couple months here. So I'll have a pop one, a rock one, and a country one.
You are a busy woman.
Yeah, so lots of music is getting done. You know, financially, it's sucking because of the whole COVID-19 thing. But at least I'm getting lots of music done, and I'm working with other artists as well and getting all of their stuff done, and lots of promoting and live shows on streaming and all of that fun stuff. So
now, since many artists have been losing a lot of money because of the pandemic. Were you able to get emergency care money?
Not for the music stuff, no. I own a big production company. Yeah, I own a big production company here in Edmonton, Alberta, and we have a recording studio / we do lots of live shows, so we do all the big giant festivals and stuff here in Edmonton. And, we got a little bit of grants from the government, and other than that, we haven't got much help on that. We get a little bit of rent relief, but it's not enough to cover the rent. So yeah.
But I would think that you listen. What you know, so I don't like to give advice on here, because here I am. Because I love to help people. Now the SBA is coming out or has already released something that will be for music venues and studios like yours. You really should look into that to see if there's money for you out there
Yeah, I started looking into a little bit of that. They haven't released those yet in Canada, but slowly but surely.
True, you're in Canada. I mean, did you try to do the whole PPP?
Yeah.
Did you do in Canada? I'm sure they have the PPP loan. That's
they had the loan. Yeah, that got us through the last year to pay all the loans and stuff on the gear and rent. But $40,000 doesn't last very long. So, and we have to pay it back, right? It's just a loan.
Well, here's another thing, though. Some of those PPP loans, you have to look into the forgiveness because you can apply for forgiveness.
Oh yeah.
So definitely do that.
Oh no, they have a $10,000 forgiveness if you pay off $30,000 with a $40,000 loan. So, but you have to pay it off in 2 years.
Yeah, that's better than the $40,000.
Yep, that is
better than the $40,000. I'll have to dig deeper to see if there's anything I can find for you. Because my sister's been so on top of this stuff. She'll text me every 5 minutes. We can try to get this, and let's try to get that. Let's try to get this. So I've been on top of it. I'm trying to help people get money.
Try to get whatever you can get. That's right. That's what you do.
Yeah, there's grants out there. Oh, my gosh. No, I feel you. It's just been crazy.
But I mean, regardless of all of that, I mean, I've been able to get all of my music done. So
that's great.
I hired a really good, able to get me on to stuff like, for instance, we were talking prior about the music connection. I did a article in there on top lining, and he's got me that, plus lots of reviews coming up and possible live show appearances / online streaming live show appearances. So I'm hoping to do a lot more of that over the next 6 months or so.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's where it's at for right now. Some places are in the United States are opening up. I know in California we're just talking about opening just to have concerts. So this is gonna be crazy. And in the United States right now, COVID cases are rising because people have gotten the vaccine and they think they can just I got vaccinated. I don't need to do anything else. It doesn't work like that.
It's rising here in Canada too. They actually just did another couple lockdowns, so it sucks, but it is what it is.
It is. How would you describe your music?
My music is very emotionally driven. The Inner Me album, what I was trying to get with it is kind of a way to show me how I think inside my brain. And putting it into lyrics and showing the world kind of who I am and not worrying about what people think about what I'm stating, because there's some manic depressant stuff in there, like my song So Empty. It's pretty much the most depressing sad song I've ever heard, and I wrote it. So but it's a really good powerful song. But it was just a moment when I was really sad at the time when I wrote it. And then there's, songs like Masterpiece, which are very empowering and, you can be whoever you want to be type thing. So it goes through a range of different emotions. And it's instrumental set with mainly piano with lots of strings and, some guitar. I redid the 1988 classic hit Toy Soldiers that Martika did. That was a Billboard hit back in 1988. I redid that, and it's more of like a rockier edge version / contemporary, which is really bizarre. But I'm friends with the writer of the song, and he loves my version of it. And, just so basically that was the only cover I released on the album. The rest are all my originals. And Priceless is about my struggle with self-esteem growing up, and and basically that song's all about self-esteem. So basically it has lots of different emotions and messages, and there's uplifting stuff, and then there's songs that people don't talk about that they go through inside their head. So my songs are really relatable, which people are really enjoying. and connecting to, and I'm very grateful for that.
Well, I really love artists like you because I was just talking to somebody else and I was saying how, yeah, I was on this interview yesterday. I was saying how I love artists that really sing from their soul. Like you can really feel what they're feeling. You can really feel every emotion when they're singing. And I think that artists like you, artists like me, just like you, when they divulge certain parts about themselves that actually help somebody else is going to hear that song and say, "Oh my God, she gets me. I need to listen to more of it."
Exactly. And I've had lots of that. Like on my TikTok and on my Twitter, actually, people listen. They're like, "Oh my God, I really connected to this song. I'm really grateful that you put this out. Thank you so much." And
it's very important.
And it's an awesome feeling with that, right? So.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome when you can reach people. And I understand, as artists, we want to chart, we want these awards, we want this, we want that. But for me, I want to be an effective player in life. I want my music to make a difference. I think I'm more successful when somebody comes back to me and says, "Oh my God, I listened to that and it really helped me through something, or it gave me joy."
Exactly. That's what I like to hear. I'm not big on if I get awards for it, that will be great. I will be grateful for anything that I get that way. But honestly, my music's more to, connect with people and get people through different experiences in life. And, sometimes it'll help them to know that other people experience the same type of emotions versus, thinking they're alone. Because we all experience similar emotions. So.
Have you always been interested in music?
Oh, yeah. I've been singing since I was just a little kid. I didn't start writing my own songs until I met my co-writer, Corey, back in 2004. Before that, I was singing in, 80s cover bands, and I was singing in top 40 bands and playing casinos and doing all those live things with cover music.
Right.
But I remember as a little kid, I always wanted to write. So I would always get instrumentals of other people's songs, and then I'd write new melodies to them. So when I met Corey Johnson, my co-writer slash best friend and more, I've been with him forever. But when I met him, he plays everything, right? So we met at a karaoke show, believe it or not. And he invited me to his recording studio at 2:00 in the morning, and I thought he was a creeper. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going. I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
And then I called him in the morning, and he's like, I didn't think you were gonna call. I'm like, why? I want to go to the recording studio. I just didn't want to go at 2:00 in the morning to the recording studio.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I ended up going to the recording studio, and we wrote our first song called "Waiting." Never ever released it, but I'm going to probably revamp some of my older songs from years ago and make them more modern sounding. But yeah, we wrote a song called "Waiting," and then we kind of got hooked on each other, and we wrote a whole album in a month.
Wow.
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah, and then I got addicted to songwriting, and then yeah, now it's 15 years later, and we got over 700 songs now, and I just finally released an official album versus just singles here and there. So yeah,
I love that. So another person I interviewed, Emily Anderson, she gave me this idea because she did this. She did a challenge, a songwriting challenge, and it's writing 30 songs within 30 days. Now I told her I was going to start last week, or maybe it was a week and a half ago because I've been busy. So I failed so far, but starting Saturday, damn it, I'm going to do it. I just want to see. I asked her how she did, and she said, there's days where you might have 2 to 3 words on the paper, but you're actually doing it in the sense that you're trying to come up with some creative song. I mean, you could do it, but it just takes time and just.
Well, me personally, when I start on a song, I don't stop until it's done. I'm really weird that way. We can write a full song in a day if we wanted to, fully produced song. And then after a couple days of listening to it after we've done the mix and everything, I'll go in and change a few words. But usually my first go at the song is usually the right melody and the right lyric. Might have to change one or two words that aren't working, but that's pretty much how I write. I'll listen to, like, Corey will write a piano thing, or I'll write a piano thing and then he'll turn it into a better piano thing, because I play piano by ear. So I don't exactly know what I'm playing, but I can play what's in my brain. And I play it good enough, you know, like Charlie Brown, good enough to where I can lay down my melody and I can play in time, and I would never be able to do it live. I'll always have to have a piano player. But I'm good enough to write in the recording studio, right? So I can lay down my ideas, and then my producer comes in and he'll replay everything, because he's got college piano, so he plays it all pretty. Right, and then and then I go in and lay down my melody properly, and then after I lay down my bass melody, then he'll add the drums and the bass, and then we'll add, you know, guitar if it needs it, or strings, or that sort of thing. Then we all lay it in there, and then after it's all in, then I go back in and I do my backing vocals, and then we have a full song. And
I love that.
You know,
how many instruments do you play?
I just play piano by ear. And I only know about 5 chords on the guitar.
You know what?
So I'm more of a singer, songwriter, lyricist versus a musician player. I get other people to come in to play everything. So
even though playing by ear is extraordinary, I bought a smart keyboard 4 years ago. Now you see how bad I am. 4 years ago, it's still in the box. Year 2021. I should have done this last year, but 2021 is the year for me to take it out of the box and learn, because I think it's important. Yeah, actually take it out of the box. It's important to learn how to play an instrument. I mean, my instrument right now is my vocals. When I can come up with a melody in my head, and I'll sing it in my voice recorder, and then I'll go to my music studio and I'll go to my music producer and say, here, this is what I want. These are the instruments that I want to know everything, but I want to learn them, and I got to learn how to do it. What do you enjoy?
Well,
go ahead.
Well, with the whole piano thing, I actually asked my producer, I'm like, should I just go and learn how to, you know, all the theory for piano and learn how to play properly? He's like, no. I'm like, why? He's like, because it'll change the way you write. Don't do it. Oh. I'm like, oh, okay. So I never bothered. And like the song on the album, You Keep Me Grounded, on Interme, the You Keep Me Grounded.
Right.
I was coming home from my DJ show, and literally that melody line popped in my head for the piano. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, don't forget it before I get home. And I got home and I went into the studio and, you know, loaded up the piano and loaded up my Cubase / Pro Tools and, you know, got in there and I laid down my piano in like 5 minutes. And I actually played the whole piano in 5 minutes. I laid it down. I was like, that was the fastest I've ever played a song, because it was in my head. I tend to, if I don't record it right away, I'll forget it. So I recorded it right away and laid down the vocal. Mm-hmm. And it was just me and piano. And literally that was the vocal we ended up keeping, was the first take. So
I love moments like that. I love moments like that. With my song, I did it in one take.
Literally that song took me like a half hour to write. Wow. It's one of my most uplifting, positive songs I've ever written. And that's all thanks to Miss Lauren Daigle, the contemporary Christian artist. Yeah. I listened to her for about 2 months straight because I'm in love with her voice. And she totally inspired me to write You Keep Me Grounded. So that was one of the songs. And then after I wrote You Keep Me Grounded, a few days later, I wrote Candle. So those are the two that were inspired from the Christian artist. And I've actually, submitted it to the Bible Network, the You Keep Me Grounded, because it could be Christian, but I mean, it's very relatable. You can relate You Keep Me Grounded to faith and religion. You can relate it to someone that you care about, like a husband or a wife or a brother and a sister. Like, it's very relatable, and anybody that's listening to it can interpret it the way that they want, right? So, and that's kind of how I like to write. I don't like to write something specific. I like to write something where people can insert themselves into the music and say, you know what, that works for me. That's like my life. or that's what I'm doing. And yeah, it just helps people through stuff. Even when I'm depressed, I'll listen to my own music. I'll be like, okay.
I love you already, because I tell people all the time, you can't listen. I've listened to several songs of mine on repeat for an hour. I can do that because I don't put anything that I don't love out. You know what I mean? And if you don't love your own music, then there's something wrong.
If you don't love it, you shouldn't put it out.
Exactly. It's your soul. It's your message to the world. You're putting yourself on display. Yeah. It's like, if you can't even listen to yourself, then I don't know what you're doing.
I'm not the type of artist that would be able to release something like I'm going to the bar, drinking and dancing, like those type of songs. Like I can't write songs like that because it's just not me.
I get that. It's not me. Like in my one of my jazz albums I wrote, because I was like, oh, I gotta be a little bit different, and so I did a song about whiskey, a little blues. But now I'm more into the social impact message songs. So tell me about the song Priceless. What's that about?
Priceless is pretty much a song about my struggle with self-esteem from a little kid to, my teens to my adulthood to performing. It just tells the story of the entire process of figuring out that you shouldn't care what everybody else thinks, or you shouldn't, you should just be you and, know your worth and be you. Really, the song's about, knowing your worth and being as awesome as you can. And not to worry about all of the other stuff. And it's a song that everybody's really connecting to, and I'm super happy about it because I wrote the piano for that one too. So
you were awesome.
Yeah. I didn't play that piano. I played it enough to write it, and then my producer came in and played it all pretty and awesome the way it is in the track that you hear now.
All right. So we're going to play the song, but we're going to have a word from our sponsor. So hold on.
Hi, it's Jordan and Madison, and we're Jay Madison out of Nashville, Tennessee. We'd love to tell you about B Squared Management, artist services by artists for artists. Get your press, branding, single release, and sync success plan now at bsquaredmgmt.com. And listen up to our latest single, Down, now on Spotify.
As this mask hidden beauty that makes me me, colored glass in a frame that's not meant to be. Shattered pieces on the floor, and the scenes ended in insecurity. Lost my words and my script, nothing left to read. Ancient stories left unsaid. You always made me feel so beautiful, then you tear it out like a centerfold. I am priceless, can you see this? I didn't lose you, you lost me. like the dark underneath your waterfall. I am priceless. I can see this. Won't let anybody tear me down. Won't let no one tear me to the ground. Won't let no one tear me down, tear me down. Won't let anybody tear me down. Won't let no one tear me to the ground. Won't let no one tear me down, tear me down, tear me down. It's over now. I didn't lose you, you lost me. You searched for me inside the sea of lost dreams. You won't find me there. I woke up in a different place, entirely a different state of my mind. You won't find me there. You won't find me there. You won't find me there. 'Cause I've gone. I have moved on. I woke up in a different place, entirely a different state of my mind. You won't find me there.
My God, that was very emotional and very beautiful. My God, what I loved about it, I oftentimes now as an artist, I've been an artist for a while, but I really listen to lyrics. I've been here for 100 years, but I really listen to lyrics more often than anything now because I like to hear what artists are conveying, what they're trying to say, and even if they're wanting to get up on the chart and they're trying to do a hit song and stuff like that, I look at the way they phrase things or what, the use of a particular word in a song.
Exactly.
And that song is extremely powerful. Kudos to you. So I'm looking at your article here in Music Connection magazine. Yes, she's in Music Connection magazine. How to be an amazing. Yes, you are. How to be an amazing top liner. Give me one example of how to be an amazing top liner.
Basically, the biggest one would be if I put this in my article actually. So say the song starts in B flat. Mm-hmm. Don't start the melody in B flat. Start it in a different, just not B flat.
Right.
You want to be you want to write melodies that are inside the mix almost. It's hard to explain, but basically when I write a top line, I have to make sure that the melody actually fits with the song. So I usually will listen to the instrumental or the piano piece after I lay it down and wait till I feel something. And then basically there'll be like a word that comes to mind, like rise or priceless or something like that. And I will build off of the one word and I'll create a core idea. And then basically once you have that core idea, then you build the song from there. And that's pretty much how I do top lining personally. I like to have one idea. Lots of people tend to put too many ideas into one song. Right. And if you do that, then it gets really super confusing for the person that's listening to it. So you definitely have to have one idea.
Yeah, I love that. So let me ask you this. Where do you think, or how far do you think women need to go in this music industry. You would think that music is such a universal thing. You know, we wouldn't have to be competing with men. It isn't about race. Music is a healing space. I just rhymed there. I just think that music is just an amazing tool that we have when you have it. So, you know, what are your thoughts about women in the music industry, women in the entertainment industry, period? How far do we need to go? And do we have to keep, you know, breaking down those barriers? Why can't we just say, here we are, and we're going to do our thing?
We should be just saying, here we are, and doing our thing. I mean, I just started doing that the last few years. I was always inside myself before that and scared to release stuff that I didn't think people were going to like it, or, you know, or I didn't think it was finished. And in the last 3 years, I've totally got over myself and figured out, you know, if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it, right? So people just need to do what makes them happy and do what they can, and that's with anything, really. In the entertainment industry, if you can sing, then go out and sing. If you can, you know, if you can act, go out and act. Don't just sit there and do nothing, because there's no point in that. You'll never get anything accomplished if you're not even trying.
Right.
So,
well, you're right. You're 100% right. Where is the craziest place you've ever written a song? Where you've been
craziest place? I don't know if it's the craziest place, but I went to Italy last year to go to Jed Friedman's songwriting workshop. He does global songwriting workshops,
right.
And he teaches the top lining and stuff, and that's where I learned a lot of my top lining stuff from, was from Jed. And basically, I went to Italy, and the studio guy let me stay in his studio. So I was all by myself in the recording studio with my little keyboard in front of me, and I started writing this really sappy, sad song. And because that's what I do. I'm like the queen of ballads. Started writing this song because I was going to be writing with Jed the next day, and I wanted to have something to work with him on. So I started with that song, and it was really sad and stuff. And the next day I played it for Jed, and he's like, oh, I have something else in mind. He played me something that he had written, and then we wrote to that. But later I took that song when I got back from Italy into the recording studio, and my lyrics were all sad and talking about, you know, death and, you know, and that person fading from your mind. And I actually put it on the Inner Me album, The Fading from My Mind. But when I sat down in my studio in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, I sat down at the studio and I put the song on my DAW and, you know, listened to it. And then I added some weird reggae beat to it almost on the guitar. And I was like, this is my happy death song. Because I turned it into a happy song. And I actually played it for Michael J., the guy that wrote Toy Soldiers, and he's like, I don't know how you did it, but you turned a really sad song into a happy song, and it works.
Yeah, well, that means.
But yeah, and I wrote it in Italy, right? I was just all by myself in the studio in the middle of Italy and had no idea what I was doing, and you know, it was awesome. I don't know if it's the weirdest ways, but it was
a great songwriter and a great artist. I mean, if you could do that, you're just awesome. You're simple. Now, tell us about Masterpiece.
Masterpiece. I really loved Katy Perry's song "Daisies" on the radio, and I was like, I need to write something like that, but happy, because that song, you know, Daisy is an awesome song, Daisies, but it's not exactly a happy song. And I'm like, I need a happy song that has a beat like that. So me and my producer sat down and we're like, well, let's write, you know, a Katy Perry song. that's what we called it. Called it a Katy Perry song. And we started writing that, and it ended up being called Masterpiece, and we wrote it in a 3-day period. And basically it's a song that states that you shouldn't worry about your body image, or, you know, create your own masterpiece in life. Don't worry about the way you look. You know, if it bothers you, then fix it. You know, if it doesn't bother you, you know, just be awesome, right? You know, or do your music, or do your painting, or do whatever makes you happy in life. You know, you create your own masterpiece in your life, and that's pretty much what masterpiece is all about. Just, you know, being amazing and doing your thing.
All righty. Well, we're going to play this now after a word from our sponsor.
Hi, this is Nikki Chris, and I host a podcast called Mixin' It. Mixin' It focuses on women in the music, entertainment, and the performing arts. Our goal is to provide an avenue for industry veterans and up-and-coming artists, musicians, engineers, and producers to showcase their talent. Listen to Mixin' It on Monday Music Madness at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Sim Radio Network.
The world tell me I am nothing. Build myself up, be as strong as my team. No one can tell me who I need to be. Still have all my integrity. You locked me up, threw away the key. But I won't let you have the best of me. There's so much left to see. I'm gonna cause my own sun in the sky. Just let it shine, shine, shine. I'll say what I'm gonna say, be what I've always dreamed. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. I'm a work in progress, but my colors can't be seen. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. I've learned to appreciate my body, all of the flaws that were tormenting me. Now I can see the beauty of the sky. No more melancholy. I'm gonna cause my own sun in the sky. Just let it shine, shine, shine. I'll say what I'm gonna say, be what I've always dreamed. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. I'm a work in progress, but my colors can be seen. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. This portrait I'm painting, it can be mistaken for anything else but true me. I threw all the lines and it's time to revive all the colors in my scenery. You can follow the gold, it won't always lead home. I'll say what I'm gonna say, be what I've always dreamed. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. I'm a work in progress, but my colors can be seen. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. I'll say what I'm gonna say, be what I've always dreamed. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece. I'm a work in progress, but my colors can be seen. Life is a canvas, let's make a masterpiece.
I love that button. Oh my God,
Hey.
I just love your music. Your music really speaks to me. Speaking your truth and about self-worth and self-love. And, you know, on Instagram, every morning I post an inspirational quote. Every single morning. Something just, I woke up one morning, and when we started Sisters in Music, I said, you know, every day I want to post an inspirational quote. And every day I've been posting about self-worth and self-love and, you know, loving yourself. And this guy on Twitter actually messaged me. He didn't even message. He made a comment. He's like, oh, my God, I just want to thank you. I really needed to hear this. So you just never know what you're doing, how they're
exactly
in such an awesome, positive way. And it made me cry because I was like, okay, this is something that I need to do. He's like, oh, my God, this is good. I'm touching people. And, you know, I've always been a type of person to help people. So when I see that and I see artists like you doing the same thing, I'm in awe of your talent. I'm in awe, and I sincerely want to thank you for being you and being awesome. That's what I just,
thank you.
That's all you have to know. That's all you have to know. You are awesome. Now tell our listeners where they can find you on the internet.
All right, you can find me on my official website at www.shimmerjohnson.com. I'm also on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on iHeartRadio. You just have to type in Shimmer Johnson. I will come up. You can find me on my Instagram page, which is official Shimmer Johnson, or on Twitter, Shimmer_Johnson. And I do chat and talk, so you can message me. I don't have anything blocked. Everybody can chat with me. And, yeah, so feel free to message and tell me what you guys think of my music. I'm game.
That is so open. Oh, that is so open. That is so awesome. That is so open. That's so awesome. I love that. I love you know you're an awesome person, and you're just willing to chat with everybody and whatever they have to say, because you know some people are just not like that. And I like that you will be open and honest with them, and your music is so much. And I'm going to follow you. You have. I'm not a stalker. I just want to let you know. But I am going to follow you and just be, yay, Shimmer Johnson, because, my God, you just speak everything that I speak, and, you know, I feel like we're like sisters in music. I think the thing that we're doing right now with Sisters in Music, you just embody that. You just gave me that. So thank you so much, Shimmer, for being on Chatting with Nat. Hopefully soon you'll be able to do an Instagram Live. I would love to chat with you there, and maybe you could sing a song or do whatever on there. I don't care what you do. As long as
we can definitely set that up. I can sing something live.
Let's set that up. I'll email you. As long as it's Shimmer Johnson on the show, and I know it's going to be fantastic, and people are going to be moved and are just going to be so excited. Thank you again. I hope you have an awesome day, an awesome week, and I'll contact you about doing Instagram Live.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Have an awesome day.
You too.
All right. That was singer-songwriter Shimmer Johnson. Isn't she amazing? My God, she speaks her truth. I love her. I love her already, and I think everybody will love her. If you want to be honest, you all need to listen to Shimmer Johnson. Yes, I said it here, Shimmer Johnson. Until next time, this is Chatting with Nat.
Chatting with Nat is a podcast